Hey guys, my name is Citiac and welcome back to another episode of OilTown here in City Skylines 2, where today, well, you're looking right now at the only river in OilTown. The only thing that we haven't ruined yet. And today, we're gonna do just that. We are finally gonna build the dam, baby, but there is a slight problem. The river doesn't flow fast enough. Right now, we're utilizing it for our water treatment and water services to the island. But today, we're going to ruin this natural beauty. But it's for a good cause. We're going to try and replace this bridge here with a dam. So we're going to have to kind of slightly configure this area. But the water doesn't flow fast enough for the dam to produce power. Now, if I can sort this out where we can maybe generate a couple of extra megawatts, it's beneficial for us. We've harnessed the power of the river, but it does mean I'm going to have to I'm 100% going to have to slightly back it up a bit to be able to create the pressure to flow through to create the power. Guys, welcome back to another episode. If you are enjoying the series so far, make sure you smash that like button down below. OilTown is looking so beautiful lately, and we're going for another death wave of needing curses. I've tried all kinds of things, guys. I've deleted them, I've replaced them. That's not using them. That's using the vehicles. That's using the vehicles. So at what point will you start using vehicles? I do not know. Anyway, guys, welcome back to the episode. If you are enjoying the series, like I said, smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new so you get notified when more episodes do come out. Now, I've got some big plans coming up in the next couple of episodes, so I want to kind of get this idea slightly out the way. Now, when we take a look at the river, you'll notice, if I view it by water flow first, if I go to water, you see the arrows pointing, and then the arrows don't get bigger and longer until here. The longer the arrow, the faster the flow, and it's only really there, which it doesn't flow much. And that's mainly down to the fact that when you look at the terraining, it's flat level, flat level, flat level. It's not until here where it drops down, and it's not until where you have the fast arrow where it's dropping down rapidly. So we kind of need to create a bigger drop, almost like a waterfall in many ways, to be able to create the pressure to flow down. Now, I'm probably going to have to create a little bit of a larger basin around this area to store the water, to create the pressure to drop down. But let's first work with this. Now, this is something that I've never done in City Skylines 2. So I don't know how it's going to work for me. So I think what I'm going to do, creates a slope by evening out the terrain between heights and the targeted height. How does that work? Let me try this over here. So if I go there and then go, oh, okay, that kind of worked. So let me try it here. So if I picked there and then go, that cascades down pretty nice. So that should create a faster flow. Now, if I do the same thing again there, so if I kind of take it, say, down to here and then choose there, that will then cascade down pretty nice. Right. So that's kind of worked to a certain extent of creating a better flow. Okay, I really like, that was a pretty sweet tool. I'm not going to lie, that was a pretty sweet tool we just used right there. So if I now soften this up a little bit better, that, you could argue, maybe is now a bigger drop. So the water might flow through a little bit quicker. Let's have a little fast forward and let the water kind of settle to do what it's got to do. Visually, it looks like it's flowing a lot faster. So if I now view it, yes, we've got a better flow. But I feel like we might need to do it a little bit higher, or at least create a larger basin here to hold the water before it drops down our beautiful dam. This is going to be glorious. Because looking at it right now, we're kind of running out of water to kind of come down, as you can now see. So, right. Let's create like a little bit of wider area. So we got a basin here, and it comes down, and we'll create another one just around here. So we'll go to level the terrain out, and it's going to wind down round, and then we'll kind of do like a little bit of a bowl, which Let me up the brush strength. Let me up the brush size. So a little bit of a bowl just here. Not too perfect of a bowl. I'm going to obviously reshape it all. But I'm going to have the dam around. I mean, the road's there. I might make the road come up a little bit and then come back down to go up and around the dam. So let's treat it as if it's going to go there. So we'll bring that out a bit. And we'll wiggle it through. I might create like a little bit of an island there for a bit of funsies. And then this coming around like that. That creates quite a large lake. By having the little island in the middle, I've kind of extended to the little lake behind. And this should kind of push it back quite nice. Now, there's a lot of trees here that we now need to remove. So... vegetation. I always can't remember what trees it is. So it's not them. Spruces. There's a large variation of trees that are in this vicinity. I can never remember all the ones that we have. No birch. Hickory? No hickory. I mean, the easiest thing to do is actually select the trees. We have oak. We have oak. We have oak. Okay, it's oak. Where's oak then? Oak trees, where are you? Right at the end. Oh, what happened there? So if I do the strength up, it should then get rid of all the oak, right? Okay, there might be another variation, not just oak. So what's that other variation? Spruce. Okay, I think I needed to have the full strength on. Just to kind of get rid of it all. Alright, get rid of all of you. Around there, around there. Okay. So that should do us. We obviously got to do a little bit of smoothing in. So before we do the smoothing in, let the water now kind of settle. So fast forward now. And we'll let the water settle to this area. So basically what it would do is it's going to build up like a huge backlog, a huge level before it then starts seeping down this area. So give it a moment, boys, give it a moment. Which having a larger variant there means the water will now flow through a bit more and then back itself up before it then starts to drop down, which you can see it's starting to drop down a little bit more. So we're going to bring the slope a bit further down as well, but we'll kind of change that a bit more as we build our dam. Right, okay. So let's check the water flow now. Got those beautiful arrows going down, which show us that there is a fast-flowing current going down the hill. So we could almost utilize that to a certain extent then to produce power. Now, I'm going to throw it out there, guys. It's not going to be a lot of power. If I pull it across, 0.15, 14 kilowatts. Now, to make it make more power, you've got to make it wider so more water can flow through. So we'll make it a bit wider now. And what I'll also do is I'll delete this road going across. We might need to trim the edge of this area unless I kind of push it over to the side a bit more. So terraining, I'm loving the slope tool. Didn't realize how good that was going to be. So we want to get it down to about there. I'll up the brush size to 100, right? So bringing this, then going down. Right, let me try that again because we got to the end there and it kind of slightly messed up. Because I went a little bit too quick. Right, easy, easy. Nice. So that creates like a wide, gaping, open mouth area to funnel water going down. Now, I did much prefer the smaller stream, don't get me wrong. We will terraform the edges to make it a little bit more smoothy. But I think as soon as the water gets to that edge there, it just wants to drop down. We're going to probably make the drop happen a little bit earlier now. So try that one more time, but then do it here. So that's really right now, boys, opening up this area to drop down. So the water wants to funnel down quite rapidly. I'm hoping we don't end up draining this area. That would be terrible, guys. That would be terrible. So that now, from 0.14, I can now go to 20... Whoa, you just seen that then for a second. 24 kilowatts. There was a number there that said 24 for a second. But I'm really going to have to back up. That's 2. 9. 3. I suppose it depends on how much water's flowing through at the time, right? That's kind of what it all comes down to. Kind of what it all comes down to. So let's just kind of smoothen some of this off then to just, you know, how do I put this? Encourage the flow a bit more. Encourage the flow a bit more. So the level tool here will kind of pick there and we'll kind of bring them to naturally drop down. So I'm kind of then making the water feel like it naturally flows this way. So if I then go up another section, reduce our brush down. So you're making it naturally want to flow down this area. So we're creating these little channels. It's not much, but it's just enough to make the water keep going. Just there. And the last one. So we'll take it to there. Drop that brush size right down. Just enough to get the water going. There we go. So it's going to feel like it naturally has to go down this area. And then we're going to have to kind of then start to bulk it up with a beautiful dam. So that's now fast flowing. We're just going to trim the edges of this off and around the outskirts. So soften again. So we're going to bring it from the top. There we go. We might have to make this one slightly a bit bigger. And then we can actually then place our beautiful little dam in. This is going to be so damn good. Hilarious, Eniac, you're so funny. Right. That side there we can kind of handle with. Let's do this little island here. Going around here now. Got to sort all this out. Smoothie, smoothie, smoothie. And then going down here is the dramatic one. Now, we've got to do it at the top, because the issue with this is, by smoothing it, you're also narrowing the channel again. Which I might have to make it a tad bit wider again. So we've completely narrowed the channel again of what water can flow through. So you've got to be a bit careful on that. You have got to be a bit careful on it. But I think we can now officially dam this off. So logically, you would dam it at the very top. Now, for me to dam it at the very top, we get about, let's just round it up to 5 megawatts. Damming it down here, we're getting up to 6 because the water's a little bit more fast flowy. So I could do it in the middle, and that would be around about 5-ish. Or do I just do it at the... I mean, doing it at the very top makes the most sense, but it's the least amount of power that it gets produced. But visually, it looks a lot better, though, doesn't it? It's not like the same type of dam that you would see, like, in City Skylines 1. That was a wild dam. Remember the one I did in Dead End? Who remembers that series when I built the dam in Dead End? Alright, if I did that there, that's 5 megawatts. Right, let's just place one here for a second. Let's just see how it reacts, because I've never built a dam in the game, believe it or not. Let's see how it reacts. So it does slowly build up, and you can see that the overspill is just there. So if I built it a little bit further up the hill, we could be okay, but you can see the backlog of it now starting to happen, which this is what I want. I do want some form of a backlog of water to make it feel like a dam. But it only feels right to have the dam further up the top. Now, is this producing power? So, oh, okay. It's producing a little bit of kilowatts. Not much. Well, it definitely is producing some kilowatts, guys, not megawatts. So maybe it's a case of you have to wait for it to fully back up. Because that is now getting slightly a bit higher. 11 kilowatts. I might not need to pull it any further. Actually, I could pull it a bit further down and let it back itself up a bit further. But you got to be careful you don't end up flooding the area. That's the next big issue. But just waiting for it to run by. You could argue that is not even central to the area. So let me just terraform a little bit just here. So if I leveled... a little bit there off. Is that allowing more flow through of the water? I don't know how high it needs to be before you start seeing it. If I'm completely honest. If I run that to there. If we soften the terrain a bit more. From the top as well. Is that enough to push it through? Is there like a certain level of height limit the water needs to reach before it starts pumping through? Because by all accounts, this was apparently going to be fine. Or does the water need to go above this area? It's kind of coming through in areas. I might have terraformed too much. But at the same time, I can't terraform anything there. Right, I'm going to quickly pause and then delete it and then place it back in. Because I'm trying to figure out the approach of this and how we do it. So I'm going to put it just there. Let it just rejig itself now. It's a little bit more forward than it was originally. It's a little bit more forward. Do I need to connect it up for it to actually work? Power line not connected. Road required. Okay, right. Let me see if that is the case. So... wait, can I just not have a road connected to it? What's going on here? I mean, I'm just going to connect that to it so there is a road. Did it need something connected to it for it to work? Now, obviously, it needs to connect to a power line, power grid, whatever. We can quickly do that just so I meet all the requirements for the dam. Like I said, this is just so I meet all the requirements for the dam. Like, there's nothing else now it technically needs, so it can now do dam stuff. That water's definitely getting higher. So it might be a case of I need to back it... oh, I might need to raise it above this, right? Unless that opens naturally. So it's producing some power. It probably just needs to back itself up a bit more. So in reality, I'm probably waiting to rise the water levels a bit more, which is a dangerous game. Now I'm looking at it. It's a very dangerous game, especially over here. With how close this is. But I think there's enough room for movement. There's a few trees I'm going to quickly delete. It is slightly a little bit nerve-wracking. I won't lie to you. If it's got to go that height, I might be in trouble. I might be in a little bit of trouble. Right. It could also be that I just don't have enough water capacity behind this. I could add more water to it by pumping in sewage. Then it becomes a poop dam. I don't want to build a poop dam. That's not what we're trying to attempt here, guys. Before you start suggesting it. Right. Right. So if it is a case of me having to now wait, right, is this actually going up? It's quite a large volume of water to fill. It's a very large volume of water to fill. So I'm wondering if it is technically going up or not. Either way, that's our dam. That we've dammed it off. Whether we get power from it or not is a completely different story. So I'm going to delete that road, and we're going to somehow try and connect it to this road. So if I went off there, and if I did our complex curve, bam, 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 is all it needs to do to run into our little dam. That's all it needs to do, where it then becomes single line going across. Right, that's definitely rising. That's definitely rising, boys. It's just very slow. Because of how wide this area is. Good God. It is definitely rising, though. Right, delete this and delete you. I'm not sure how this road's now going to connect in. If it's going to be that well. Like that. Which means I can then slightly adjust this oil well a little bit more. So if I do it with the anarchy kind of on. And we go up here. To there. Run this all the way around. And confirm the extra bit there. To be honest with you, I might just trim it back a little bit on here. Just there slightly, we'll trim it. Give us a little bit of room to work with there. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I thought it was on softening. Thought I was on softening duty, boys. Alright, delete a couple of trees here. In the depths of all of this. Oh, I can get carried away with that if I'm not careful. Boy, this is a slow rise, isn't it? This is a real slow rise. How can I get the water levels to be a bit higher? Maybe not have it drop down as much here. If I level the terrain out, maybe. Is that a bit better? Soften. Should I go right up to it? That's taking a big chunk out of it. That has taken a big chunk out of it. When are you going to flow? We could be here for some time, guys. We could be here for some time, but the dam looks pretty good, though, doesn't it? You can see the water levels are rising above what they originally was, because you see how they're taking themselves up around the landing areas, but you don't realise how... I mean, this is also sucking water out. Could it be a case of this is sucking more water out than is what's filling up here? Or do you reckon it just counterbalances so much that... It's a bit of a problem, isn't it? We need water, guys. We somehow need water. I don't think I have the ability to place water in without a mod. And I don't know where my water sources are. We might need a mod. Right, so I've just reloaded the game and I've now just got this water tool installed, which I'm probably going to regret. I can now see the water sources around the edge of the map, which is great. I've also got the constant stream here, so I can click to remove it. You can see the flow of it, and you can obviously edit and change it. So the flow of this is 0.1, radius is 8.9, original flow. Okay, so if I implemented one, let's say here, just to kind of fill this area up. So we've got a stream, we've got a river, lake. Oh, a lake one for a constant, like... Right click to designate the water source elevation. So if I pick, for example, there, and then I drop this down, this could be the worst thing I've ever decided to do. I've put that now in. So if I now fast forward, does the waters now rise? Did I pick the right level? Did I do it correctly? Elevation 10. Yeah, so you can choose. I don't think I've got the elevation right on that. So if I just get my terrain in, and if I get elevation, let's say to there, which is 57. So how does the water one work then? Oh, is that the highest it can go? Oh, wait, hold on. Is this the highest water can go? Flow 5. Ooh, okay. Okay. Soniac, okay. Okay, Soniac. Okay, right now. Easy, boy. Easy. Easy right now. If it turns out this is the highest water can go in the game, one, that's not fun. Two, we'll have to then build the dam a little bit lower. But I'm definitely increasing the water. Oh my goodness! Okay, right. Right, water's now going through the dam. I think we might have sorted it out. Right, we're now producing megawatts, which is great to see. Which is real great to see. I think we got... I just want to make sure I'm not raising the levels too much. So, it's worked to a certain degree. We're now producing 2 megawatts. So, I think we'll wait for it to settle down. There might be a way in which we can add another one in, to make the flow a bit more flowy. If you know what I mean. Right, this is wild, isn't it? This is actually wild. That we now have a dam. Right, I'm going to risk it for the biscuit right now, guys. I'm going to place another one in. This could be the wrong thing to... I can always take it away. We can always take it away. Okay, we're trying to bulk up the flow. So as you see, I'm doing 3.6 right now. We're doing 11. I don't think it's rising the water level because the excess just flows out dramatically. But, oh. Okay, we've definitely I don't know whether it made the sea levels rise or whether that's just how it was naturally. I can't remember. Honestly, I can't remember. But now it's a 7. Right, I got to be careful, like I said, I don't rise it too much because of what's going on. But I think any excess is going to go over anyway. Right, so we've been doing that on 5 flows. Now I'm going to double it and do a 10. I've doubled it to a 10 right now. So let's see what happens here. So wait for it to settle first and foremost. Now this is definitely going to rise the water levels, but it's definitely increased our electricity output right now. So it's kind of worked with the dam. Once it's all settled. Oh, good God. I think once it's all settled, we'll be okay. But that is going through our dam, isn't it? Oh, damn, boys. Oh, damn. Lake, constant level water source. You can't make this any higher than what it is, right? Depth. Oh, wait, hold on. Lake, constant level water source. River. So right-click the designated water source elevation. So if I, like I said, if I picked here, that's 100. 106 is the highest you can make a lake water source level be. Right, okay, so we don't want that because you don't want the constant level to be lower than what it is. I'm assuming that's lower than what it is. If I put you in next to all of this, I wonder if that will kind of then slightly balance it. I mean, we've doing... Oh, my goodness me. Oh, that's a river. That's a border source. I'm about to say, I'm doing streams and there's a river option. Right. I think that will do. Fast flowing water going through our dam. We have a nice dam. I've had to slightly modify it and adjust it, but it's worked out in the end. Now, it doesn't produce amazing amount of megawatts, but it becomes a nice little sightseeing tourist attraction of OilTown. Now, we currently produce from our gas plant nearly 400 megawatts. So this is not really, this is a drop in the ocean, mind the pun, because we're dropping water into the ocean. A small drop in the ocean of what we produce, but we'll take it. Now, there is ability for me to increase the water flow behind. Let's not beat around the bush right now. I could have maybe placed them more up side of the lake to make the flow go down. Maybe if we add more in, we could do that, and I could increase the flow. So all those options are there. This is the first time I've done it, though, so I don't want to mess things up. I just don't want to mess anything up right now. So this is pretty good. It has made the water levels around it rise slightly. A little bit scary. I mean, the original border was here anyway. Them trees should not really be there. I need to kind of remove them. But that's fine. Right. Now, we do have the ability to kind of go through all the decorative stuff, right? Do I have anything like a lighthouse in the game? This is all trash pile stuff. Potted plants. Park areas. It'd be kind of cool to get like a lighthouse. Even though it makes no sense to having a lighthouse here. I don't think I've got the ability to do that, right? I don't think so. I could be wrong, and there could be, and I could get, obviously, is it like the Find It mod? Remember that in City Skylines 1 where you could just find objects that you needed? I suppose that would be pretty handy to have as well. But, imagine that in the middle. Oh, that's good. Right, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. It could have turned out to be a lot worse, but I now have a dam. Now that we have the water level settled, I think I'm just going to slightly tweak the edge of this, so it's like the area of natural beauty surrounded by the oil industry. There was once beauty here, boys, but then oil took over. Oil took over the industry. There we go. So now we can start beautifying this area a little bit more. We can literally physically start beautifying it. I wanted to create some form of like a little nature park around this area. Try and integrate the island with something we can walk over to and whatnot. Create a few little park areas. This is, I don't know whether to keep this as it is or place in one last oil area or just kind of keep it with the natural divide like that. You know, it maintains somewhat of some beauty, which is pretty good. So I'll probably keep that as it is. It will eventually lead over to the next part of the town that we are going to be building at some point. We have something over here that's been destroyed. So, oh, it's burnt down. All right. Get rid of you, boys. Get rid of you right now. So, yeah. Very interesting. Now, we'll come back to that in just a moment. Since last episode, we built all this office stuff in, which reduced unemployment. But since last episode, more people have moved in. Again, I keep saying this. I don't know where they're moving into. I haven't built any new housing in a very long time. But unemployment is now dramatically at an all-time low in the last 4 or 5 episodes. So that's worked out fairly well. And unemployment is still decreasing right in front of our eyes. So I'm not sure what's happened lately, but we've definitely provided a few more jobs and a few more facilities, which is pretty good to see. Pretty good to see. Right, so let's think about then what we could do in terms of creating walkability and drivability, what would be around this area. Now, we had this nice little old-style wooden bridge, 2-lane wooden bridge, which we're going to have the same effect here. So I'm going to put you to go across like that, right? And then we'll do you to go across like that. So we've got these 2 nice little wooden bridges going across. We'll try and connect them with a little dirt road right now. And that gives me a little bit of access to this island to do something with it, which is pretty sweet. We'll bring you down a bit to about there for a second, and then we'll bring you up, and then we'll create a little natural bend going in. That connects us there to that area. And then here, I've got to figure out what the entry point is going to be. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. It was only a matter of time, boys, before we start seeing other streams appearing. Oh, oh no! Is it because it's raining? Is that what it is? I've just noticed. I've literally, just as I've built these bridges, it's risen on the island. Is this producing more power now? Yes. Is it because it started to rain? Is that what it was? Does it all now reduce since it rained? Wait, does this game have flooding because of the rain? I'm not too sure. Right, I'm going to raise that. Well, you can't raise it too much. The bridge is in the water. That's how wild this is. The bridge is actually in the water right now. Right, raise that slightly out of the water. Same with these 3 here, to slightly raise them out of the water. And that there, to slightly raise you a little bit. So that water is no longer overspilling. So apparently, yes, water levels do rise when it rains. That's a slight little worry for us, but that's nothing I can't solve with reducing the water flow. Okay? That's nothing I can't solve. I'm not liking it seeping over there. I might have to now technically reduce one of these. You can't reduce them. I mean, one's got 10 in, right? I'm going to put this flow down to 5, get rid of you, put you back in. So I've halved the flow of one of them, just to reduce it slightly. That was slightly terrifying. I'm not going to lie. That was slightly scary. Right. So, pathways. Wait, hold on. Can we not do like a dirt path? Really? Looks like somebody's got to get something off the workshop right now, don't I? So what I want to do is let's do a continuous curve here. I'll create a nice little perimeter area to walk with. Just around the edge of the water side there, which I feel like is pretty nice. Do the same thing down here as well. So a nice little perimeter walk around with there. We'll just kind of end it there. And then we'll kind of spiral off it in many different ways. We'll create little car parks. We'll build little parks nearby to really make it like a place to kind of escape away from the main city. Is what we'll do. There's a little bit of a stream it kind of creates there. We could create little inlets for streams. I like that while it's done there. So I might just keep it. I might just delete a few trees though around it. There's a little bush there. I can't even get it. It's that. There we go. I like that little stream. We'll kind of keep that in. I've got to trim the edges off though for all the trees that do fall into the water. So yeah, turns out water levels rise when it rains, and they're rising again. But we've kind of got rid of one of the flows, so that makes it a little bit easier for us. And it looks like it's flooding here, but we just got to get rid of all the trees. So spruce. Get rid of all the spruces, and then we got the oak. And then, is it... Yeah, all gone. So just simply like that, just kind of helps us out a little bit. Got some path kind of situated in already. And then we'll start sprawling a nice little park area around this lake. Give me some ideas of what I could kind of throw in here, guys, as well. That would be greatly appreciated. I'm not opposed to getting some stuff off the workshop, or the Paradox mods as it's called, to kind of revitalize and rejuvenate this kind of area. But this is going to be quite a nice little area. This is going to be the beautiful side of OilTown, isn't it? This is going to be the beauty beyond the beast. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. So, unemployment now then, as a little bit more time's passed by, down to 10%. That's kind of low for what we've had it for quite some time. 114,000 people living here, because they haven't done any residential zoning in a very long time. It's interesting to see them people coming in. We've got some more office demand. I'm wondering if there's any place for me to squeeze in some high density. I feel like over here could be a good area for it. We've got the mixed zoning there for residential and commercial. I might do... Got a few tallish buildings thrown in there for it. I don't know why we can't build anything here. I might just come off... That's a dirt road, Sonia. What are you doing? I don't know what it is about this area here, but they just will not choose to build anything. No, it just will not choose to build anything. Let me upgrade. I don't know what it is about it. I feel like it thinks it's disconnected from the area. I don't know how you decide where the zoning, what side the zoning of the road is on. I don't think you can do that, can you? No. What I could do is I could trick the game into thinking there is zoning by getting rid of that. No, sorry, not by road. You do it by path. You do it via the path. So if I got you in here that all connects to that. So if I zoned in high density and then deleted it, that zoned to that road. But obviously we can't build to that road. But then you miss out there then. It's like you can't win almost. It's funny. So you allow it to build like that, delete you. And then you're going to have a little bit of offices being thrown in there, which kind of works. I think it's on the bend. It feels like it is technically disconnected from the road, so it can't choose to build anything, which is very weird. Very, very, very weird. Anyway, guys, I'm in love with this area right now. It's going to be quite fun to work with it. It is producing a little bit of power. You can see the beauty that's coming from within it. And I'm really excited for it. Guys, if you did enjoy this, please smash that like button down below. And until next time, I will see you all soon. So, goodbye.